at the beginning. Liquid trickles down Virginia Woolf's leg in the fancy detoxifying closet. This scene with Virginia Woolf peeing herself. I've tried at several points to explode the form of the art song into scenes, almost, that they're numbers, they're also scenes, they're also arias when they need to be arias. It has a dramatic structure and it has a covert narrative, but it's not a linear, straightforward, this is happening now narrative.
Beautiful. No, oh, wow. Wow. Basically, I wanted to make a sequence of poems, and the material that I was using was basically stuff from my dreams. I was deep into a loving Schoenberg phase, and particularly Pierrot Lunaire, and I was very struck by the particular form that the poems in his Pierrot Lunaire were written, which is a rondeau, which has these repeated lines. And it just occurred to me that I wanted to write rondeaus. Look at all those.
Betty Davis. Betty Davis. Well, it's all very detailed,
yeah.
You know. It's all very detailed. And I would be surprised if there wasn't some sort of influence in my music from Schoenberg's Pierrot Lunaire, because it's one of those pieces like The Rite of Spring, you know, that just exists in every composer's blood. Mine is absolutely intended as a drama. Yeah, and a theatrical song cycle, and it's a longer work as a result of that, and I think it's, you know, more theatrical in a sense, in a more cabaret theater, dress up and play sense.
The poems stage a kind of psychological journey through a mythically populated landscape. So I think of it as a kind of quest narrative where there is a protagonist trying to lay his demons to rest.
So this is something.
Screaming, howling.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, breathe whenever needed, mad, screaming, howling. You see how this sort of melisma recurring, and then this wild thing in the cello, right from the top of the register all the way to the bottom.
One thing I'm going to listen for is the musical nuances that Momo grants proper names, whether it's Said, color forms, Schoenberg, Wolf, Liberace, when the way that he sets those words, which are, I think, philosophically very difficult to set. How are you going to set the word Liberace? Are you going to quote from Liberace? No. But you're going to do something particular.
I like Wayne because he's highbrow enough for my tastes, but also quite dirty. This is a nice little... Nasty. It's just a chromatic thing. There's such a commentary on Americanness in Wayne's texts that are not part of the original Schoenberg text. So it lives in a very different environment.
Opera isn't some sort of sanctified zone that you have to get a special passport to enter. And I like the notion that one can simply trespass onto opera.